Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I'm excited to share with you a brand new collection to the Spellbinders shop. This is called the Gilded Age Collection. We're going to be using two of the products that are included in this collection. There's many more, but today we're going to be using these two. They're beautiful. They are perfect for your standard A2 size card bases. This here is a Glimmer Hot Foil Plate, and it is called the Gilded Vines Hot Foil Plate. Super beautiful, and what I love is it does come with a coordinating die that will cut out the centerpiece here. I like to mention on my cards, and I think it's fantastic when they include a coordinating die. Now for my card base, I thought we would bring in this beautiful die set. It's called the Gilded Nested Rectangle Die Set. I thought we'd create our card base with that. Now since we're going to be doing some hot foiling, we're going to be using this beautiful Emerald Facets green foil, and then also the teal foil. The green one is actually new to the Spellbinder shop, and it has a beautiful iridescent hue. So we're going to bring in our platform, our Glimmer Hot Foil platform here, and we're going to turn it on, and while that is warming up, I'm going to be using our Glimmer Plate, starting off with the Emerald Facets foil, and you can see how gorgeous this is. This has a holographic effect to it, but it just picks up all different kinds of colors and lights. I just placed my Glimmer Plate on top and then trim as close as I can around my Glimmer Plate. This helps avoid excess foiling, especially when you trim those corners off. And then I do have that extra piece that will be perfect for my sentiment. We're going to do the same thing with the teal. Just going to trim down a piece that will fit my Glimmer Plate beautifully. And again, making sure I get those corners. Okay, I'm going to bring out my Platinum 6 machine, and then we are ready to do some foiling. Today I have a piece of printer paper. This is how I like to do my foiling. I place my printer paper, which is an A2 size panel, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and then I place that on my Glimmer Hot Foil machine base, and then add my plate face up. This helps me as a guide. Most of my card bases are A2 in size, and so I like to put that printer paper on the bottom to show where I'm going to be doing my foiling. Today's neat because I thought it'd be fun to create a card using acetate, so we're going to try this together. Since we are using acetate, I thought it's very important to use a shim because acetate is thinner than cardstock. But I just built my sandwich with my shim plate and then also my top plate, and I turned my timer button on. Now the timer button is flashing, and when it stops flashing, that tells me my plates are heated up and ready to go. So in the meantime, we're going to work on our sentiment. I'm going to bring in some more Glimmer Plates. These are beautiful sentiments. They're called the Elegant Occasion Sentiments, and I'm going to be using the thank you and the congratulations. I'm just trimming around my sentiment plates here, and then this way our little extra pieces don't go to waste. Okay, my light stopped flashing, so we're going to run this through the Platinum 6 machine. I like to go forward and reverse on a slower motion, and then we'll redock this because we're going to do more foiling. Now I had already did the teal, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to foil an acetate. Now I don't want to say that all acetates will work. The acetate that I'm using is from Judikins, and it's embossable window plastic, but it foils gorgeous. I thought this was just so neat, especially against that holographic foiling. I think it looks extra special. Okay, we're going to take this and put this on our cooling mat, and then we'll work on our sentiments. I'm just going to place them face up and then put the foil face down. We're going to kind of keep them close together. We're going to use one piece of cardstock for our sentiments. Now the cardstock that I prefer to use is a heavy weight. It's about 120 pound cover weight, and it foils beautifully, and I've never had any problems. I think if you were to use a thinner cardstock, you'd probably want to build an extra shim with your sentiments. Okay, using the die that coordinates with the Gilded Vines Hot Foil Plate, I cut out two little panels. One is a green panel, the other one is a blue. I'm going to add some dimensional adhesive behind these, and these fit beautifully in the center of your foiled image. I love dimension on my cards, and so I thought this would be a perfect way to use this. My sentiments are ready, so I'll just run this through my Platinum 6. And they foil just gorgeous. Let's remove the foil and reveal. I'm always excited when I remove the foil. I think it's just stunning. So these are my sentiments. Now, the Elegant Occasion sentiments do come with coordinating dies, so I'll just use those and cut out each one of my sentiments. And those are ready to go. Now that's all the foiling that we're going to be doing today. And so I'll just take my cooling mat, place my sentiments on here, and we're going to set our machine aside. This way we have a little bit more room to finish up our projects. Okay, both my projects today are going to be both the same layout, but just using different color foils, and I think it's just gorgeous. Now, I'm going to use my paper trimmer to trim down the foil. I want it slightly smaller than my card base, and I'm just making sure that it's even on the left and right, and the top and bottom. And I'm going to do that to both of my acetate pieces here. Lovely. Now here's my card bases. These are A2 inside. They're already pre-scored and folded. I'm going to take the largest of the Gilded Nested Rectangle die set, and where my score line is, I'm going to make sure when I die cut this through my machine that my scored area is not hitting the cut line on that top die. This way it still opens and closes without a hitch, but my corners are lined up beautifully. This is just going to cut my corners off and create a very unique style card base, but yet it's still A2 in size. I'm going to remove our little tape here, and you can see we have a perfect and beautiful card base. We'll do the same thing to our second card base. And once these are ready to go, since our acetate panels here are rectangles, we need to cut those corners off. So I'm just using kind of lining it up and using my scissors to cut each one of these corners off. This is the first time I've used acetate with the foils, and I'm thinking it's going to be super fun. Okay, so everything's ready to go. Next, I thought we'd bring in a little sparkle. We have a little shine with our foils, so let's bring in some sparkle. So I'm taking this die, and if you notice in the center of each one of my foiled images, there's little circles. If you I cut out a circle using some glittery cardstock that coordinated with about the same size of circle as behind my panel. I'm just going to tape each one of them down right behind it, lining it up, and then pressing it down. This way, behind each one of those circles, it's very subtle, but there is some sparkle behind there. After we have those adhered, I'm going to add some more dimensional adhesive directly behind my panel. That way you can't see it behind the acetate. And then we're going to take this panel and place it right over our glittery circles. The camera's not picking up the shine that it has, but it's very subtle but beautiful. I think this is a great way to use foils. Okay, I'm going to do both the same thing to each one of my cards. And now we're going to go ahead and add dimensional adhesive behind our sentiments. Give them a little bit of dimension. Before we adhere our sentiments, I did take some white jute cord, white twine. I doubled it up and created a bow. Since there's a lot of white, I wanted it to be very subtle, but I did want a little added extra texture to my card. So I'm just adhering both of my bows to the top right using a glue dot, and then we'll go ahead and place our sentiment right in the center of each one of our card bases. We're using the thank you with our emerald facets foil, and we'll use the congratulations with our teal foil. Super fun. For a little bit of embellishment, I have these beautiful clear butterflies that are on pins. I'm going to crisscross them in the knot of each one of my bows. They are very, also again, very subtle against my background. I just wanted to add a little extra something, and I thought these clear butterflies would work great. Once we have our little butterflies adhered, we're going to trim down the tails of our twine, and these complete my project today, guys. I encourage you to try using acetate for your foils. I encourage you to check out the brand new beautiful collection called the Gilded Age by Becca Feeken over at the Spellbinders shop. It's just lovely. I thank you so much for joining me. I wish you a fantastic day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.